It's recording
Fantastic.
now. Good morning, everyone.
Okay, so yeah, Colin, I'll just hand straight over to you. Colin's going to give us his masterclass in landing pages. And as I've said, please jump in, ask questions as we go. So there you go, Colin, over to you.
Excellent, thank you. So yeah, so Skore is a process mapping and analytics. There's a phase in a project where you start mapping the processes yourself for your own team and in a small environment, but you will probably very quickly reach a point where you will need to show off these processes and engage people and make something that is a bit more visually pleasing, just for the simplicity of the navigation, but also to help people finding their way through the system. So this is why we sometimes create landing pages, which will be the topic of today.
It's worth just mentioning that if you're a partner, it also enables you to brand your processes in your client's branding, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So I will show you a couple of examples that you see look branded. They are generic brands. So my personal favorite. So this one, it was something we did for a customer that we renamed here. But that's something quite good looking. You can guess what the company was doing, and it's actually made 100% with tools available in Skore. So there's no import of images whatsoever. So this is just using the library, the font formatting, making it bigger, and just the colors. So something fairly powerful, quite good looking, just done with the tools available in Skore. And here, if I'm clicking on one process on one of these things, it will actually send me to another place. So I'll show you how to do that as well. Let me show you another one. We've seen the hospital landing page. Here, I'll just open in a new tab. So this is a hospital landing page, a bit more, you can guess the customer here, a bit more functional, let's say. But again, if the goal is to give useful information to the users so that they find what they are looking for, I guess that this does the job very, very well. You know, it's very easy to find where you need to go. It has some basic information that they wanted to be shown at any time. So that worked really well. And here I have another one, bit same breed, around how do I. So this is a company again inspired from a customer project where we did some work, and at some point we had a lot of processes in the workspace, and we just wanted to make a sort of a little portal that was easier to navigate, a bit nicer to the eye. So here we've imported some images, so I will show you that as well. We've imported some images. We had some icons that we found online, or we had them made, I can't remember. And then again, using all the links to different places. So landing pages, they are not the process maps per se. Behind all these beautiful pages, we do have process maps with boxes and lines, but they help making the content easier to access for your users. What you can do then, when you have end users, you're rolling that out to end users, is instead of pointing people to, let's say, your workspace homepage with the process list, you can point them directly there to the process. So you would publish this address in the URL bar as the address, the destination to which people are going. If you are sending this link per email, or if you are putting a link on your intranet or newsletter or whatever, you just send the link directly to the process map. So they don't go through the massive list of processes, and they are really landing where you want them to land. So this just works. If they are not logged in, they will paste this URL, they will be sent to the login screen, and then after the login screen, they will land directly there. So it works well. So I will show you how to create something similar to that with the starting from a blank page, really. So I think I have a demo process already ready somewhere. Yeah, so I'm just gonna take this one and I'm gonna just empty it. All right, so this is basically how you're starting a process when you when you're creating a new process, if you created a diagram template. So I'm in edit mode already. You see that these boxes here on my, they don't really highlight when I hover over because they are locked. So I'm going to the style menu, unlock all boxes, and I will just create a blank piece of paper, and I will create a couple of menus. All right, we will recreate the 4 sides things that we had. So I will just take some random icons. I'm using my icons. I'm using sticky notes, and this is a lot about scaffolding sticky notes at this stage. So when I edit my sticky note here, we see the code for the anchor icon. So it's an icon. It's sized twice, 2 times. It goes up to 5x. So just to show you, if I do 5x, the icon will be much bigger. If I remove, it will be 1x. So the standard size is a bit smaller. But what I can do is I can also make that a title. So in the notation, ## is a title. We have all the things explained here in text formatting that I will actually leave open, so you can refer to that while I'm typing. So ##, or let's just make one for header 1. I have an anchor, and then let's say it's shipments, manage shipping. Okay, very relevant for the anchor. Okay, so here I have my my first icon. Maybe we want to make shipping a bit stand out, so I can make this text bold. So bold is 2 stars around the given word that you want. That's explained here. Use bold text. So manage shipping. So that looks quite nice. Let's take another one. So one hash key to make that a header 1. Manage electricity. I'm just making things up. Electricity, and again, 2 stars around my electricity. I make the box wider. I think this one was 2x. So what happened? Why it looks a bit weird? Because the icon is the size of the icon is made twice as big. So I will just remove the sizing of the icon to make that here. A little tips here on the icon management. You see that I would like manage shipping and manage electricity to be aligned. So I show you where I find these tips in the icon help menu icons. And I have a tips. Where is it? The fixed width. Doing vertical list of icons, add FW, so fixed width, so they'll have all the same width. So I show you the magic it does. So I will add it to this one first, fixed width, and I will add it to the second, fixed width. Okay, and now they take the icons will take the same width. So you can actually have aligned boxes, and then I'm doing the line. So that creates list nice and easy. All right, so what else we did in the foresight? We had a big title. So I can just create a new sticky note, transparent background, and I can just do Skore. We can have that in the middle. I think the text was made much bigger. So here I can use the style sheet of the given box. We want Skore to appear in very big. So instead of changing the whole style sheet, so again, a quick heads up on the style sheets, you can manage the style sheet for the whole process. So it will apply to all the boxes, or you can change the style of a given box. If you select a box and you go to box style, it will just manage the styling properties of this box. So box style, and here I will just make the font like very big, 50, let's say. Okay, that's not a success. 50. All right, the live demo, maybe that's because of the header. Okay, voila. So because of the header, I used the hashtag, so it had a fixed height for a header 1. So they're all consistent. So I'm just removing my header, making Skore bolder, and then let's go more than 50. It doesn't seem enough. 100, voila. So nice Skore thing. Just for the sake of the exercise, I will just duplicate these icons and these titles, so we can have something like that. The other thing I remember from the foresight is that they had different colors. So again, here I will not change the whole style sheet for the whole process, but just change the style sheet for this text one after the other. So box style, and we have the text color, so it's black by default here, but I can select different tone. Actually, let's pick these reds here because they come nice and easy at the beginning. This one, so with the massive, yeah, the colors text should appear twice the same, but you get the idea. Light color, so that must be salmon now. What do we have next? It must be this one, dark salmon. Okay, exterior. So yeah, again, I'm creating this sort of gradient of colors. Again, using just Skore stuffs, Skore out of the box feature. And the other thing they did in this other page, they changed the background color. So if I'm going to page settings this time, I have the canvas and I have a background color for the canvas. So again, I can find something that looks relevant. So maybe some sort of light yellow will do. All right. So, and then let's make the Skore text be different. So as you see, you can spend hours. Firebrick looks actually quite good. You can spend hours doing this kind of things. Let's remove this one. And then you can align all the text. So I don't claim that it's the best design of the world, but it's just to show you that in a couple of choosing the right icons, playing with the little fonts, sizing, bold and italics, why not? You can actually create something a bit fancy fairly easily. Does that make all sense? Interrupt me if you have questions or anything. So now the next step is it's a landing page. So I will want to create links to other processes, right? So how do the link to other processes work in Skore? So I will go back to my process list. And I will make a list of all the processes I want to link to. So basically, let's say I want to link to this hospital booking landing page, and it's a process ID 14. So what I do typically when I do that, I take a post-it notes. I'm a big fan of post-it notes. I say hospital is 14. I want to make a link to, let's say, the business model canvas. So BC is 317. You see the ID here at the top, and I will make a link to onboard something 295, onboard 295. So I've written down the IDs to which I want to connect. I will go back into my process and I will show you how to create links to these places. So this is again working with shortcodes. They start to add up a bit, so follow me. So to create a link, this is the text I want to display between square brackets, so manage shipping. And then between round brackets, where are they? Between round brackets, I'm doing my destination. So my destination for the hospital landing page was 14, so 14.1. So what does that mean? I'm going to the process number 14 and dot to detail to say, and then I'm going to the box number 1. So box number 1 is always the ID of the top box, the top layer of the top level of your process. So process 14, go to the top level. You can go anywhere in any process by typing the number of the box, but you can be sure that the box number 1 is the top level. So manage
Colin,
shipping
by
is going
box, you mean the sort of first, what box? Top left of the first canvas of the process?
The first diagram. So 1 is always the top level diagram. So here I'm on diagram number 1 of this process.
Got it.
What I see here is that it actually changed the color of my link. It made it blue, so you may be happy with that. But this is something we thought about, so we can actually change the link color to make it the same as the text color. So text color, link color. So here again, using the style sheet, I'm just Indian red. Why I didn't choose? Okay, I had to try twice, sorry. So I made the link color the same color as the text color, so I'm fully in control of my design. Manage electricity, just to show it again. So the link, again, it's all in the help. All these shortcodes I'm using, they are all here. So the linking to another process, there's a chapter here. So square brackets with the link text, and then in normal brackets, process ID .1. So square brackets around my text, and then round brackets, and I was going to 317.1. Okay, and again, I can do the same idea, changing the link color. You get the idea now. It was light coral. Okay, and etc. etc. So now when I go to view mode, now I have my landing page, and I can click on a link, and it will send me to the right place. Okay, so users don't have to go through this big page of process. You point them to your landing page, and they click on the right link. So let me, unless there's any question, I keep talking, right?
Colin, I'll just ask one question while people are thinking about what you've just done and said. You've linked processes within one workspace, haven't you?
Yes.
If by chance you wanted to go to another workspace, is that possible?
So we cannot do it with shortcodes at the moment. If you want to go to another workspace, you would have to do a link using the URL.
Okay.
So instead of putting 14.1 here, which is like a sort of a signal to Skore, I'm going to process number 14, you can put any link to any process. So these links here in the square brackets, you can have anything you want. So it could be HTTPS, google.com, right?
Oh,
that
okay.
creates a link to Google. So if you want to create a link to something else which is outside of a process reference number or a file reference number, as a matter of fact, you can just type in here any link you want. So let's revert to 14.1 for now. Okay, so here I have done that with just with icons and stuff in Skore. You may have some icons, so your own images that you want to link to. So I'm just opening and finding my image desktop. Where is it? The one I always use here. So you may have your own images that you want to use. So what you can do when you're in edit mode, as I am here, I can drag and drop my image directly on the canvas. It will upload to the system and appear here. Okay, so with the yellow background, obviously I see the white-ish. So either I make the image with a transparent background, or I just reset my background to white. But anyway, you get the idea that you can insert images. Let's do that. Someone may recognize. I don't think we have someone from this company. This is part of their methodology, Discover and ideate or something like that. So now I have images. And when you click on image, you realize, all right, it's using, again, this idea of shortcodes where everything in Skore has an ID. So that's the image 355. And we can add some text. And here I will show you a trick to make this image clickable. So here I can add some text just to show you what it looks like. Hello world. And it just shows the text on top of the image. Not really useful, right? But what's interesting is that you can make it a link. So I will do a link to the same 14.1, and this link is now clickable. And you're telling me, all right, so still totally useless, especially that the link text is blue on a blue image. So what I can do is I can do a little trick in Skore. I convert this image to be fully clickable. So what I'll do is that. So I will just do my two square brackets with nothing in it, and then my destination. So again, destination 14.1 is the process 14 going to the top level. Here it could be, again, any website link, whatever you want. So I will stick to internal links for now. So the empty brackets is a trick to make the image fully clickable. So I'm going to view mode. And now I can click. You see that my mouse cursor pointer is becoming a little clickable hand. So now the whole image is clickable. And if I go there, I'm going to my process 14. So just to avoid a round trip, I'm not going to click. So quite convenient, this full box, what I call a full box link. I will show you level 2 advanced. Let's say we have a bigger image. Let me find a bigger image. All right, totally irrelevant image, but it was there on my desktop, so easy to pull. We were trying to see if we can sell our old car in France. So I have a bigger image here, but I don't want to make the full image totally clickable, right? I want to create like a hot zone that is only clickable. So let's say, for the sake of taking this example, I want to just to have this red button clickable. So how do I do that? So I have my image, which is there and just fine. I'm gonna use a sticky note to put a note on top. And I put my notes on top of my button. All right, this is what the zone that I want to be clickable. I will make my sticky note transparent. So again, now it's invisible. You see a little trick I didn't think about that when I was preparing, but you see here there's default content in a box, and actually does the same on a what box or a Y box. If the text is empty, there's a default content. Sometimes you want a container without showing this, what happens, who does it, or so that. So what you can do is just put a space in it. So you just put a text, an empty text, as a matter of fact. And the default, it will just not show the default text, because from the system point of view, it's not an empty text. It's actually just one space. So just put one space, and it clears your the default question that is asked. So I did the same here. I just put one space, so I don't have the comments placeholder text, as it's called, that is displayed. And now I will use the same trick I did for the full box link here. So again, empty square bracket to say, all right, I'm creating a link, but without any visible text. And again, I will do the same, 14.1. And now what it does, it creates hotspots on your image. So I have a background image that I can make even more background by locking it, so it doesn't even highlight when I hover over. And then I have this very space that is going to view mode to show you. We'll see my cursor changing, but I have just this area that is the hot link. So I created a background image, and I have a clickable zone on it. So I'm scaffolding, layering my little boxes on top of each other to create a layout and clickable area that I want. So very, very powerful. Again, another use of the sticky notes. Sticky notes can be used for all sorts of things, actually, as I'm here. So I can use my sticky notes to create geometric shapes. If you remember the NHS landing page, I had some sort of blue bars at the tops. And so let's say we want to create a frame around Skore. So I want to have this placeholder text to remove, so I'm just putting a space. I can duplicate this, create. I can create all sorts of geometric construction with this box. Granted, as you would do in PowerPoint, it requires a little bit of patience sometimes to align everything, but hopefully this is something you do once in a while. Here we see that the box has a little bit of transparency. So if I want, I can change the transparency of these boxes. There's a lot of options in the style sheets. But yeah, you can use the text, the sticky notes to create some sort of geographic elements directly on your canvas. So just to finish on what I was saying about the transparency here, when my two boxes are overlapping, so either I do that, I align them perfectly, So this one could be 1 pixel to the right or 1 pixel to the left. I can use the arrow keys on my keyboard to align things. I can also have a look at is there a border? Yeah, there's a border of 1 and a transparent border. So what creates this little tiny thing that maybe just me sees? There's a border to this box. So what I can do is actually making the border blue, the same color as the same. So that will be the blue. No, I need to fix these things. I'm sorry for blue. Where's the blue? Blue opacity. I will make it to 100%. So there's no transparency at all. And yeah, you see the idea. You can keep going with that. So yeah, these shapes are quite useful. So what we've seen, to summarize, I've started creating a first landing page without even having images, just by using the icons. I've used a lot of what we call the markdown notation. So the markdown notation here, what I'm using with the hashtags and the 2 stars, it's a very standard thing, actually. So if you learn it in Skore, you will realize that there's a number of softwares that are compliant with that. So you can do the 2 stars for bold and one star for italic. I will show you italic. Italic, and you can do 3 stars, italic and bold. Oops. Hola, I think I clicked on the link by accident. I think I was sorry for that. So yeah, this markdown notation is very standard, and you will realize that you can actually use it in Slack for people using Slack. You can use it on several community websites and WordPress and things like that. It supports markdown. All right, I think we are just on time.
Yeah, it's been brilliant. And I want to just give the audience a chance to ask any questions that jump to mind. I know there's a lot more you can do. I know you can do things like you could make that canvas a whole image and put the image behind those things. I've seen that done before. I know that you can start to go beyond this and create quite fancy branding if you want to, but it's brilliant just to see the real basics that you've shown us here today. What I'd be interested to hear from the audience is how you feel, those of you who've used this before, how confident you feel to go off and do this yourselves, because obviously what I would also always say is if you are tackling one of these, we're always very happy to jump on a call to help you set this up. But yeah, over to the audience if there's any questions. In fact, while we're just waiting for them to come on, there was a question from David, Colin, about the URLs. The question was, is it possible to, there's 2 questions. Is it possible to customize the URL, the link this is right back to the beginning when you showed how you could send someone to, you see the URL you got at the top of the page, how you could send them that link and they could come straight here. So his question is, can you customize that URL? And then the question is, and if we hosted the page on intelligentactions.co.uk portal, and I don't quite understand the question there, David, so you're going to have to jump in and ask it.
Okay. My question was basically, rather than have, as you can see at the top there, the long @getskore.com URL, would it be possible to put some sort of branding in there so it could mention my company name in that?
Yeah, sort of, because this Skore-demos is my workspace name.
Yeah.
So it will change with your workspace, and this is what we call the process slug. So again, demo process Colin. This is my slug, but I can change it. I can change it here. The slug. So here it's demo process Colin 2 that you see here.
Okay.
So the only thing that we need that are necessary for the software to operate is processes. So we know where you are. Latest, which is the milestones, and process is the tool. So we see if I'm going to analytics, the last parts. So I quite like having clean URLs. so yeah, the latest is the milestone, analytics is the tool we are on, and insights is what I call the parameter. So yeah, the slug is your workspace slug, will be different for every workspace. It must be unique in the whole system. And your process slug must be unique in your workspace slug.
Right.
Okay. Does that answer your question, David?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you, Colin. This was really helpful. My question is, would it be possible to make these, well, some of the examples you showed us in the beginning accessible to us in our workspaces, so that one, they work as inspiration for what we could do, and
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder, let me check if we put them in the library, because why not, actually? We have the library now, the template library. So we have a collection of processes that you can import to your workspaces. Oh, no, we don't have the template yet. Let me put the foresight and the other one here.
Thank you.
So the template library is, at the moment, you need to go manually here. And then, how it works, this thing, you can click add to my workspace. And all right, my loading it. And then here you can load to, you can select your workspace. I have shitload already, of course, but you probably have only half a dozen or so. So I'm just writing that as an action. Add landing pages to library.
Yeah, I mean, Norma Jean, that was a great suggestion, which you actually made last week. We'd noted it, so I really like that idea. That it's anything we can do to sort of enable you to get started quickly is a good idea.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, any other questions? I appreciate we've run over a bit, so we don't need to stay on longer than if that's all nice and clear, we can wrap up and move on. Colin, I have one question for you, actually, just in case anyone comes back. If you just jump back to the process, could you just remind us how you change the bar at the top to the same color as you want in your worksheet?
So the bar here, the bar at the top. Yeah. So this is called. This is a bit outside of the process itself. So you can brand your workspace. So if I'm going to admin and workspace theme, here you can change the logo that you see on the top left corner. You can put your own logo, and you can also change the color palette. So royal blue, there's a number available. Here they preview in live. So yeah, you can choose the color you want. If there's really one missing that you want to discuss, we can consider it for adding.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you for showing us that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I think we've come to the end of the time. I certainly enjoyed that. I hope everyone else did, and look forward to seeing you all next Friday. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Colin. Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Thank you, everyone. Have a very good day and very good weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks, both.